Welcome in. This is Chiefs Chase, and I am Mike Bassano, and this is your Midweek Blitz.
Holmes, clean pocket, going long. It's caught, left side, touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs go for a 44-yard bomb, and it goes to number 4.
Now, we're doing this in the middle of the week because there's always so many storylines that we can't touch on right after the game. So we're going to get you all those storylines covered, including a preview of the Chiefs taking on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta with one Kirko Chains on Sunday Night Football on NBC. So it's time to discuss Taylor Swift and the impact that she's having on the Chiefs, and we'll do that in just a bit. But first, Isaiah Pacheco. If you watched Chiefs Chase right after the Bengals game, you know we didn't have the information. We weren't sure what happened with Pacheco. We just knew that he had an injury to his leg, and it looked rough. However, his celebrating after the field goal made me optimistic. But that optimism was quickly dashed as we found out that it is a fractured right fibula for Isaiah Pacheco. Absolutely devastating. It's a huge hit. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and I certainly never want to be known as the negative guy, because I think if you watch this and you're a Chiefs fan, you know I'm not the negative guy. Left tackle needs to be addressed. That's not negative. That's just a reality of life. Losing Isaiah Pacheco is a massive blow because over the last 2 years, he has been the difference. When everybody tries to run that shell coverage, drop the safeties back, take away Mahomes' arm, what do? Well, we just hand the ball to Isaiah Pacheco. He pops you in the mouth, and he runs like a man possessed. I love watching Isaiah Pacheco run the football. It is one of my favorite pastimes as a human being, not just as a football fan. He runs angry. He runs like he hates the grass. And losing him after what he's meant to this team over the last 2 years is absolutely devastating. And there's no sugarcoating I can put on that. There's no, little pumpkin spice I can pop into it for fall. The absolute crushing reality is that this team loses a lot with Isaiah Pacheco gone. The one thing we can hope for is that this is not a season-ending injury. And we will see Pacheco back, even if it's in 8 weeks. 8 weeks? Okay, we're week 10. We got another 8 weeks left. So, there are positives to take away that he could come back. But the idea that this team is the same without Isaiah Pacheco, anybody trying to sell you that, they're snake oil salesmen. That's it. Anybody trying to sell you that, they're wrong. Now, moving on from that doom and gloom to something that came from this that is very interesting. Kareem Hunt coming back to Kansas City. He's signed to the practice squad. Welcome back. Welcome back Cotter is a dated reference even for me. But welcome back welcome back Kareem Hunt. Listen, I don't know. 6 years ago, it would have been an incredible reunion, right? 6 years ago, Kareem Hunt was one of the best running backs in the NFL. He was with the juggernaut Chiefs in 2018, an absolute beast. By every definition. I loved watching Kareem Hunt. I loved Kareem Hunt going into the draft, coming out of Toledo. So when he got drafted, I was actually on 610 Sports Radio in Kansas City at that time, doing the morning show with Fesco and Kling as the third host experiment that lasted 2 years. When that draft happened, I was so big on the Kareem Hunt bandwagon well before the draft even started because the Chiefs had a huge need at running back. And Kareem Hunt answered that need and answered that call like an absolute monster. You remember his first game? He had over 200 yards of total offense, like almost 250, and 3 tutties. Kareem Hunt was the man. Now, what are we getting with Kareem Hunt now? We live in a world where Dalvin Cook couldn't make an NFL roster, so I'm not entirely sure that a guy that couldn't make an NFL roster is worth it, but we'll see. We'll see. A big question here, and a question that does need to be asked, will Kansas City welcome Kareem Hunt back despite his past? If you remember the 2018 season, Kareem Hunt was let go after the Chiefs were pressured when a video released of him assaulting a woman at a hotel. Now, the video was this woman refused to leave. She was kicked out of the hotel room, and she was belligerent, swinging. But when she hit the ground in the hallway, so it couldn't be like, oh, I was trying to get her out of the room. No, it was in the hallway. She's not trespassing there. Kareem Hunt kicked her in the back. That's illegal. So the Chiefs were in a tough spot, and they had to get rid of him. I think the same way that a lot of other people feel. If Kareem Hunt is on that 2018 Chiefs team in the playoffs, the Chiefs beat Tom Brady and the Patriots at home in the AFC Championship game. Now, what happens in the Super Bowl, I don't know. But the way that game played out, if you get Kareem Hunt going early in that game, Chiefs win. So I think a lot of people remember that. And I do believe, personal opinion, I don't know everything, but I do believe that the Chiefs fans will embrace Kareem Hunt. He hasn't had an incident since. It wasn't like a thing where he was terrorizing somebody or harassing somebody or stalking somebody and then assaulted them. It was an unfortunate incident, an alcohol-fueled incident, where he made a massive misjudgment. He has been punished for that misjudgment. He got sent to Cleveland, which it's a pretty big punishment. He got punished by the law too, so calm down. But going to Cleveland is a pretty big punishment. I mean, come on, man. We got to go play for the Browns? They were really good. That 1-2 punch with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt was great, but the team wasn't. The coaching staff wasn't. You go from having Andy Reid, Kevin Seifert, or whoever the hell was over there when Kareem Hunt was playing. It was trash, man. It was trash. So now he gets to come back to Kansas City and prove himself again. Now, Kareem Hunt's not going to come in and be this world beater. He's not even signed to the 53-man roster. He's signed to the practice squad. But after a few weeks, if Hunt gets his legs underneath him, well, then you can add him to a running back core that's not bad. Samaje Perine's a hell of a player. He's been, he's kind of bounced around a little bit since Oklahoma, but he's a good player. And Carson Steele, we have parties for Carson Steele on this show. We get down to Carson Steele highlights on this show. So I'm happy with where the running back room is, but my hope is that either Pacheco can come back quickly or Kareem Hunt can get better, or best case scenario, what if Pacheco comes back in 8 weeks? It's week 10. Right, we got a long season here, guys. It's week 10. Isaiah Pacheco's back. We're feeling good. And now Kareem Hunt has his legs under him, and he's playing well. Wouldn't that be something going into the playoffs? I'm just saying, you never want to be like, hey, injuries are a good thing, but there is a potential silver lining here that people aren't talking about. What if Kareem Hunt gets better, gets off the practice squad, comes to the 53-man roster, and then Isaiah Pacheco gets healed, and now you have both of them for the playoffs? Pepper needs new shorts. Let's go, baby. So, Kareem Hunt back in Kansas City, and Isaiah Pacheco, we hope you get healed very, very quickly. Now, the Chiefs have accomplished something that nobody has accomplished since 2011. This is something not enough people are talking about. Not since 2011 have the Chiefs accomplished, has anyone accomplished what the Chiefs have accomplished. Get to that in just a moment, but first, the Chiefs are now voted the most hated team in the NFL. Now, this poll came out shortly after Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Which is dirty pool, man. That's dirty pool. Because Taylor Swift, whether we like it or we don't, and I like it to an extent, by the way. I don't think Taylor Swift is a bad person. I also think she takes a lot of money from corporations that back Kamala Harris. It's the truth. I'm not even making an opinion there. That's just a fact. She takes money from a lot of corporations that back Kamala Harris. So, with Taylor Swift coming out and doing this, I'm not like, oh, how dare she get political. She kind of has to. Comes with the territory, guys. Now, on the flip side of this, if you are someone who takes a celebrity endorsement and you're like, I'm going to vote for this person because a celebrity that I don't know personally, decided that they're going to vote for this person, you are an idiot. I mean, imagine the person that says, well, I was going to vote for Donald Trump. I was. They tried to assassinate him again this morning. I was going to vote for him. That's three assassination attempts, by the way, guys, if you're keeping score. I was going to vote for him, but, Taylor Swift said Kamala Harris. And I got to tell you, whatever she does, I just follow it. If that's a real thing that happens in this world, and maybe it is, I don't know everybody. I'm not friends with anyone that decides their vote on a celebrity endorsement. But maybe that is a thing that's happening. Maybe we live in a world now where people are following celebrity endorsements, and that's who they're voting for. If that is the case, if people are changing their vote based on celebrity endorsements, we're fucked anyway, man. I try not to curse much on this podcast, but that's just too obvious. We're fucked. It doesn't matter who wins, who loses, who does what, who does. If celebrity endorsements are shifting votes, it's all over anyway. Call it. Throw in the towel. It's like, well, what about our schools and our government and our military and people having enough food to eat? It's like, no. None of that stuff really matters to me. I just want to know what Avril Lavigne thinks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're saying. And even like, who's on Trump's side? I wrote down someone. Kid Rock. I assume most of Kid Rock's fans are probably voting for Donald Trump, but I don't think that Kid Rock's fans are voting for Donald Trump because they really like Kid Rock. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone is sitting there like, oh, well, Kid Rock really likes Donald Trump. And when Ball with the Ball came out, I just decided this guy, he's making my political decisions for the rest of my life. I don't envision a world where that's a reality. If it is, burn it down. If I'm wrong, and let's say maybe I am. I don't know. I'm wrong a lot. Part of life. Nobody's perfect. Let's say I'm wrong. Burn it all down anyway, man. If people are deciding to vote for Donald Trump because of Kid Rock, and if people are deciding to vote for Kamala Harris because of Taylor Swift, we don't deserve the freedoms we have. We might as well let the elite take over because we don't deserve it. You know what I mean? So, the Chiefs, the most hated team in the NFL. The poll done right after Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Look. It's funny. The timing of the poll is hilarious. I would have done the same thing. Also, just, while we're on the subject, just a quick note. Don't kill people over political rhetoric. I think it's kind of weird we have to ask twice.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
Or now 3 times. Okay. Now there's one man the Chiefs need to fear right now. One man the Chiefs have to worry about. And we'll get to that here in just a moment. But first, the Chiefs have created a Patriots-Colts level rivalry with the Cincinnati Bengals. And that has not been achieved since Peyton Manning left the Colts in 2011. I think the NFL, for the last decade plus now, has been looking for that next, hey, who's our Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady? What's our Colts-Patriots rivalry where no matter what happens, no matter where they are, no matter when they play, everybody stops what they're doing and they tune in. That has become the Chiefs and Bengals. Every game is close. Every game is right down to the last minute. The teams clearly do not like each other. This is not like a rivalry for the fans situation. Jamar Chase looks like he wants to punch someone in the face the second his plane touches down in Kansas City. I'm just saying, this is not a rivalry for the fans. This is hatred seething from both sides. I mean, you see the handshake at midfield between Burrow and Mahomes? Burrow's that he hates him. You could see that. You could see the seething jealousy and hatred in his face. Well, 3 Super Bowls to 0. One can understand why. I think Burrow gets one at least before it's done. I do. I would love to say the Chiefs win the next 10 Super Bowls, but to be realistic, I do think Burrow gets at least one for Cincinnati. I don't know how wide open that window is, but yeah. Anyway, the fan bases, though, it's so interesting because we're all taking sides. Everybody's taking sides. Even a Ravens fan who decided to watch this game and record his reaction to the finish, and it was just absolutely spectacular in every way.
Make the kick. Because if the Ravens is gonna be 0-2, make the kick. Make the kick. Make the kick, son. Because if the Ravens are gonna be 0-2, the Bengals are gonna be 0-2 as well. Patrick Mahomes, I appreciate you. Patrick Mahomes, Pacheco, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, all that. I know I'm a Raven, but I appreciate Taylor Swift. I love you, baby. You know that. The fuck out of here. Hurry up. Get your whole ass off the field. Get your Eminem ass hair. I hate them. Ooh, I hate them. All they do, they act like they the Chiefs, but they not. They not. We have to hear it every single year. We can beat Mahomes. At least we can beat Mahomes. You know, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, we beat Mahomes. We beat Mahomes. We can beat the Chiefs. We beat Mahomes. We beat the Chiefs. We beat Mahomes. You lost today. Get the fuck out of here. Keep the ball, Harrison. Hurry up.
Now that is true passion. And really, more than anything, there's not a take or a topic. I just wanted to show you guys the video because, my God, how funny. It's just a fun video. That's fun. That's good times. So that's how big this rivalry is. And it's good to remember that no matter how big a rivalry gets, the AFC North just hates each other. I mean, that's truth. I mean, imagine if like the Raiders got really good and they got a big rivalry with, call it the Jets, since that's equally as unlikely as the Raiders being good. Sorry. That's such a prickish thing to say, but it's true. Let's say the Raiders and the Jets got in this big rivalry and the Chiefs were bottom feeders. Flip it. I would still, no matter how smug or how many championships or how many pop stars were with the Jets, I would still want them to crush the Raiders every single time with zero remorse. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Put the foot on their throat every time, New York Jets. Now, luckily, we don't live in that alternate universe. We live in the universe where the Chiefs get to do that themselves. I do like Gardner Minshew, though. That was great. And that game they had last week was good stuff, man. There's a lot to like about the Raiders. And then from an objective standpoint. From a Chiefs standpoint, burn down Allegiant Stadium. And also, even if you don't burn it down, we already own it. Chiefs won a Super Bowl at the Raiders Stadium, and John Elway walked the trophy up to them in really the greatest moment of my life. And I've had some amazing moments in my life, just some beautiful moments with people that I love. And I'm sorry, it's still not as good as watching John Elway walk the Lombardi trophy up to Clark Hunt in the Raiders Stadium. That's just too good, man. All right. Now, we will leave you with what is now being termed the greatest video of the week. We'll show you that here in just a few moments, and that is what we will leave you here with on the Chiefs Chase Midweek Blitz. But first, there's one man that the Chiefs need to fear right now. One man that could make it all come tumbling down. And that man is Kirk Cousins. Kirko Chains. The Chiefs play the Falcons this Sunday night on NBC. 3.5-point favorites, Kansas City. And the number one guy that everyone's talking about after last Monday night playing the Philadelphia Eagles is Kirk Cousins, baby. Kirko Chains. I love Kirk Cousins. I hope we bury him this week. But I love Kirk Cousins, man. He never gets his flowers. People don't give him enough. But that final drive that he had against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football was chef's kiss football. That was absolutely what everybody always wanted from Kirk Cousins. In prime time, how many times have we sat here and talked about prime time Kirk being an absolute bedwetter? We must be quiet. We must be quiet because, by the way, a couple years ago in Minnesota before he got injured, the year before was 2022, he was great in prime time then. So we have a situation where Kirk Cousins has become a great primetime quarterback. Who would have thought? Not me. Not me. But Kirk Cousins in primetime, a final drive against the Philadelphia Eagles defense, which is a damn good defense. And, I mean, yeah, I know they don't have exactly what they had 2 years ago, but still a damn good defense. And Kirk Cousins drives down the field, throws a strike for a touchdown to win the game, and then even after the celebration, yeah, you can't shoot guns anymore in celebration. Is this even America? I'm kidding. It's probably smart. What happened to the days where we could throw grenades at our teammates? Imaginary grenades. Little Any Given Sunday reference there for everybody. No, but you can't shoot a gun into the stands anymore. Okay. But that moves back 15 yards. Thankfully, the Falcons still hit it. And they go on to win that game. And now, this is the best time to play a team. It really is. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, this is perfection. You want to play a team on a short week because they play Monday night, right? That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then they come off a dramatic victory. Those are the best times to play teams. When they're riding high and feeling great about themselves, pull out a dramatic victory on prime time on Monday Night Football, but then they got to turn around. They got to play the world champions on Sunday night. That's a tough turnaround for the Falcons after a dramatic win. The Chiefs get a dramatic win as well. So that does play, that kind of cancels out, but the short week in prime time again, that is tough. That's tough for the Atlanta Falcons. I feel bad for them in a sense. I mean, not really because it's football, but it is, I think, a significant disadvantage. 2 prime time games in a row, and then the second one comes on a short week. That's tough. It's just tough. Okay. One thing I take from this game, one thing that everyone should watch for, and what I expect to be a big moment in this Chiefs-Falcons game. Travis Kelce's going to go off. I'm telling you right now, big Travis Kelce, the aircraft carrier, he is going to go off, and he is going to have a massive game against the Atlanta Falcons. Over the first 2 weeks, teams have been keen on Travis Kelce. But last week against the Bengals, he had a massive play called back. He had a touchdown where Trey Smith got in the way. He had another wide open opportunity for a touchdown that went to Wanya Morris. Fine, because the Chiefs still got it, but let's not sit here and pretend that Travis Kelce has fallen off. Anyone who's telling you that isn't actually watching the full 22. They're just watching the highlights and saying, well, Travis Kelce's stats aren't very good. That's what you call lazy people. There's a lot of them in broadcasting. Trust me, they're lazy. They don't watch the games. They don't know what's going on. Taylor Swift's boyfriend is going to take the Atlanta Falcons by storm. And I guarantee you we will see a breakout performance by Travis Kelce. The big aircraft carrier is going to roll right into Atlanta and crush the Falcons' spirit because he had 3 opportunities to do it against the Bengals that, for no fault of his own, didn't work out. There is only a matter of time until Travis Kelce explodes this year, and I think it's coming Sunday night against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we will leave you with this here on... Thank you so much for joining me, by the way. This is a midweek. I'm probably going to do this every week just because I love doing this, guys. I love this. It's fun. So we'll do 2 shows a week now. I was just going to do the weekly show, nighttime, and then, stuff keeps happening. We have so many storylines with this team, so many things to discuss. Then I'm going to do the Midweek Blitz. So every Wednesday and every game day, whether that's a Sunday. Midweek Blitz might change too. If Chiefs on Thursday, we'll probably do the Blitz on a Tuesday. You know how it is. But we will do a Midweek Blitz here on Chiefs Chase every single week. And I very much appreciate you joining me and just spending a little bit of time with me, man. Thank you. It's awesome. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. Your moment of Chiefs. We'll call it that. I was going to say moment of Zen, but isn't that ripping off somebody? Was that The Daily Show with Jon Stewart? I haven't watched it since he went off the first time. I think he's back, but I don't know. There was a time in the country where that show was funnier. You know what I mean? It's not anybody's fault. The country just got harder to laugh at. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to laugh when you're winning. I'll put it that way, just as a country. So I'll leave you with this. Your moment of Chiefs, Jason Kelce. Have a great week.